Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is the first of many videos that I'm going to create about Spartan racing and getting back into shape. Now this channel is also for trading, so you're going to see a lot of my videos around that as well. But since I'm getting back into Spartan racing with the COVID nonsense getting over, I wanted to go ahead and take you guys on the journey of me getting back into Spartan shape as I go along that journey. Right now, as I make this video, we are in the last week of October. I'm going to sign up for the same place that I ran my first ever Spartan race several years ago, which was in Charlotte, North Carolina, in the month of April. I was scared then. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I just wanted to challenge myself with some friends. Little did I know, 3 years after I ran that first race, I would be traveling to Greece at the age of 40 and actually running in the World Championship trifecta weekend and completing that race. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I have had a lot of injuries in my knees, in my feet, a lot of psychological injuries from trying to press myself, not being able to do certain things. The Spartan race will challenge you. It doesn't matter how strong you are, what kind of fitness shape you're in. I've seen the heat get people stopped. Not the obstacles, not the racing, just the heat. So this is a journey. This is something you can do to press yourself to have a goal. That's what I want you guys to come along with me on this journey. No matter where you're at in your physical journey as far as being in shape, whether you're trying to get in shape, whether COVID has pushed you away from the gym or anything like that, or you're trying to get back into shape because you've been working from home so much, this video is for you. This series is going to be for you. I'm not a professional doctor, so all the stuff I'm going to suggest, I'm going to try to show you how best to go through certain movements and to prepare for a Spartan race. But you need to know how your body works, what kind of shape you're in, and start where you know you can be comfortable at and progress. You don't want to start from a place where you're going to get injured or you're going to do more damage than good. Always keep that in mind. You can't run a Spartan race if you're injured. And that's not where we want to go. What we want to do is build on what we have, no matter where it is. We're going to go through training on grip, training on endurance, training on anything you can think of. It's all going to revolve around the obstacles in the Spartan race. So please stick around. I'm going to go through on this video, show you a few things that you may need in our journey in the future, and I'll wrap it up. Thanks, you guys. Hey, what's good, everybody? We are here at the gym. We just got here. We're going to go over a few things that we're going to use during the Spartan race, some external equipment that's going to help us when we're running, walking, definitely working on our grip strength, and also some little extra tidbits in there as well. Now, we're going to maybe throw in some few things that you don't have access to. That's okay. You're going to work with what you can, and we're also going to throw in some options to maybe, substitute what we have. As always, if you do like these videos, please feel free to subscribe and like. Come along with us on this journey. It's going to be a long journey. It's going to take us through the entire winter. We're going to work into the spring when it gets warmer, so we're going to have the cold, we're going to have the warmth, and then we're going to be ready for the Spartan race in the spring. I'll see you there. Hey, what's up, guys? We're going to go over a few pieces of equipment that I'm going to be using while we make this series. Really, a few of these are just going to be to add weight while we're walking, running, or climbing. Now, you don't have to have this, but this is going to add a little bit extra weight to what you're doing. That way, once we do finally get to the Spartan race of our choice, it's going to make it a little bit easier when we're trying to make it through there. A lot of times the races are in hot climates, therefore it's really hard to keep your stamina and endurance up, so this is really going to help with that. First off is the Go Ruck bag. Now, these are kind of expensive, so you can choose just a normal backpack and throw some weights inside of it. I have this one, and I have 30 pounds in it right now. You can adjust the weight and actually add weight as you get used to it. This is strictly used for walking because unless you have the waist wrap, it's going to bounce all over you whenever you're trying to run. This is more about just building the strength and endurance, and also some strength in your shoulders, because these straps will absolutely put some strain on your shoulders after you've walked about 5 miles. Now again, this is really just to not really try to help you build any kind of muscle, but it's more about endurance than whenever you get used to actually walking with this bag on. When you get out on the race field and you don't have that extra weight on you, then it makes it a lot easier. All right, next we have the actual weight vest. Now this is what I normally use when I'm jogging or running, because it has the wraps around the front, and which is going to actually help keep it tight around your waist. That way it's not flopping up and down and it doesn't rub you raw around the waist and the shoulders. Now again, I only have 20 pounds in the weight vest right now. You can adjust the weight. This isn't necessary, but I will say that when I've trained a few years ago and used this vest a lot, it really does make a difference whenever you're running a long distance, especially in the Spartan races where you have to go about 12 miles. Once you get used to running with this thing on, it makes normal jogging seem a lot easier. Again, this isn't necessary, but you'll definitely see me using this a lot throughout the series. All right, guys, last of all is going to be my sandbag. This bad boy right here. Now, I did get this bag from GoRuck, and it has 60 pounds of sand in it right now, which makes it fairly heavy, and it does help whenever I'm trying to do weighted carries. Now, you can do a lot of exercises with this bag, so it's not really just for practicing when you're carrying behind your back like this. You can actually do a lot of squats and stuff like that with it. So if I was going to pick up one of the 3 weighted extras, I would definitely go for the sandbag first. Again, they all do run a little bit of pricey side, just depending on how large or small the bag that you get. But we're going to be using this about all the time. Just whenever we're doing simple exercises like step-ups, even some just normal walks, having this extra 60 pounds on your back is really going to add a lot of endurance whenever you're out there on the race course. Also, if you haven't done a race before, they have sandbag carries. A lot of times those sandbags are wet, cold, and they've been sitting out all night, so it's not going to be as nice as carrying this nice flexible sand in these bags. It's going to be like carrying a concrete bag on your back. So this is definitely going to help you get prepared for that. Sometimes you have to walk a good quarter mile to a half a mile with that on your back. I would suggest this if possible. All right, here we are at a necessity. You have to have one of these. You have to have a bar. Now, it doesn't have to be in a gym, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, but you're going to have something to build your shoulder strength. A majority of the obstacles at a Spartan race are going to involve either hanging, climbing, or both, and a lot of grip strength. If you go into this race and you don't have the ability to at least be able to maintain and hang your body weight, then it's going to be a really long day and you're paying to do burpees. I'm not trying to discourage you from actually going. I know a lot of people aren't going to be able to go out and do 10 or 20 strict pull-ups. I know I can in a row. But we are definitely going to be working on hanging strength and shoulder strength. That way you can at least get a really good effort and have something to train and look forward to, and even have a goal. If you can't do a strict pull-up now, it's something that we can work towards, and by the time the first race gets here, maybe you can get 1 or 2. If you do have a strict pull-up, that's good. We're going to have this bar, and we'll be able to work on hang strength. Sometimes the bars are actually soaking wet and covered in mud, depending on when you do the race, whether or not you're in the first heat or you're in the last heat. All these people are going to be going before you. It's going to make it extremely difficult to hold on to the bar, even if you can do pull-ups all day long. So we're definitely going to go over that. I would suggest finding somewhere, whether it be in a park, in your gym, in your apartment gym, wherever it is, that you can have a bar easily accessible and be able to grab a hold of that thing. All right, last but not least is the rope. Now, this is going to be the toughest piece of equipment to get your hands on, but at every Spartan race there is a rope climb. Now, I at least want to have one small video dedicated to technique and the easiest way to get up these ropes. Now, the rope we have here is a lot thicker, and it's obviously going to be a lot drier than the ones you're going to see at a Spartan race, but we can at least go over techniques and how to grab the rope and also how to climb the rope. That is definitely one of the toughest things to do, and if we can go ahead and get as good as possible at the rope climb, then that's just going to be 30 more burpees we're not going to have to do. Again, it's not a necessity, but it's definitely something nice to have. So if you do have access to a rope or know a gym that has it, maybe you can go in and drop in for a day or two before the race just to practice on technique. Alright guys, I hope this video has been helpful. We've gone over a few things that we're going to use throughout the training videos. I hope you stick with us throughout the year. We're going to try to post these as often as possible and go through some workouts that are going to help both of us get back into Spartan shape. Thanks as always. I'll see you next time.